Hey everybody, I'm so happy you're watching this video. Now this is just a little bonus insert video on some cost of goods sold training and accounts because it's gonna make your setup a lot easier. Now, as you get further into the software, you're gonna go through some step-by-step tutorials. I just wanna quickly show you because I get a lot of questions about this. There should be a checklist that pops up like right around here for you once you get inside. For any reason that doesn't, or if maybe you close it out by accident, you can access the tutorials by clicking here on the tutorials. Now you can see the account I'm sharing with you. They've already been through all these tutorials, but they would be in full color if they haven't. And you're just going to work your way through it starting here, then here, go across, then here and go across, etc. But make sure you go in order on these. Now, let's go back to what I want to share with you here. This is, we're protecting the innocent by hiding the names, but this is an example of what I do not want your account to look like. I say again, I do not want your account to look like this. Let me show you what I want your account to look like. So here we are inside of, oops. So here we are now inside of my demo account. This is what I want your account to look like. Food, non-alcoholic beverage, draft beer, bottle beer, wine, liquor, maybe merchandise, maybe not. Now let's take a moment here and explain. Maybe you're going to have bottle beer and draft beer. Maybe you're just going to have beer. Maybe you don't have beer at all. Maybe you don't have wine, maybe you don't have liquor, maybe you don't have merchandise, maybe you're gonna do non-alcoholic beverage, maybe you're not. But this is the most I want to see in your accounts. And let me show you what this looks like in the setup, and then let me explain this to you. Again, crucially important here, please, crucially important here. So look, we've got cost of goods sold, and then under cost of goods sold, we have food and beverage. Under beverage, we have non-alcoholic beverage, beer, under beer, draft beer, bottle beer, then wine comes back to being a child or a subcategory of beverage. Liquor is a subcategory of beverage, and merchandise is a subcategory of beverage. Now, for some of you, you may want non-alcoholic beverage to be a totally separate account. Like you may want food, non-alcoholic beverage, and then your alcoholic beverage. That's totally up to you. But let me just show you kind of how all this works. So for example, like if we click on draft beer, you'll see that draft beer is a child of the parent account beer. We could do the same thing here. Like if we look at beer, you'll see that beer is the child of the parent account beverage. So basically that means that beer will fall under beverage when we nest it. That's how we end up with something like this. Now, let me take a moment here and explain why this is so important. When we think of cost of goods sold, we have to have an offsetting account for it. So a lot of times I see things like when I come into people's accounts, they're like, hey, Bacon's not working, I'm not getting the data I need. It's usually because they don't have their cost of goods sold category set up right. Either they have too many categories like the one I showed you before where it shows white wine, red wine, chicken, vegetables, canned goods, dry goods, freezer goods, and then it even goes into menu categories like it'll show appetizers, starters, things like that. Guys, this is a cost of goods sold program. This is not a deep dive analytics program into your menu. That's what your POS system is for. As far as chicken and stuff like that, look, who really cares how much chicken you buy? You can get that data from your vendors. If you really want to get that detailed and you are super advanced user, there are ways to do that in here, but trust me when I tell you, don't do it. It's not valuable information. It's not what Bacon was designed for. So sorry, I know this is taking too long, but I cannot tell you how important this is. Let me go back and explain really quick. Let's use catering as an example. If you put catering in here, when you sell catering to someone, let's say that they have a $2,000 catering event with you. what are you actually selling them? You're selling them food, or maybe food and beverage. Maybe like when we used to do like a catering event, maybe it was $1,500 in food and $500 in wine, or $1,500 in food, $300 in wine, $200 in beer. Who knows? But you're not selling them catering. That's a department. And we're going to talk about departments in other training videos, so I'm not going to waste your time on it. To go is a department, bar is a department, dining room is a department. What I'm talking about here are sales and cost of goods sold. Let's look at the word cost of goods sold. It is the cost of a good that you sell. So it is an equal and offsetting account. And what I mean by that is when you sell food, in order to get a food cost, we have to know what food you're purchasing. So when you sell food, then you have food purchases. So like here is food, but if you start putting things like starters or kids menu or appetizers or entrees in here, entrees are made up of food. So actually what we're selling is food. We're buying food and we're selling food. So all of your purchases have to fall into a category. Your purchases don't fall into an appetizer category. Because when you buy ground beef, let's say you make sliders and hamburgers. Well, hamburgers would be an entree and sliders would be a starter. So how would you know how to divide that up? I'm probably getting into the weeds too much here, but I see this in the 3 years we've been using bacon. There's no question about it that the number one question I get is bacon's not working for me. And then I go inside their account and their categories are not set up properly. So please, 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 please set up your accounts to look as close to this as possible. You may only sell food, so just do food. You may only sell food and beverage, just do food and beverage. You may only do food, beer, and wine, just do food, beer, and wine. But don't overcomplicate this, because at the end of the day, if we're looking at your liquor cost, your POS system is going to tell you how much liquor you sell, and then anything you buy that is related to liquor goes into the liquor purchases. So limes might go into liquor, limes might go into food. You're going to have to figure that out yourself, or I'm available for consulting to help you figure that out, or just do what most people do. Put the limes in the liquor and put lemons in the food. But the point is when you buy liquor, it goes into the liquor purchases, and when you sell liquor, it goes into the liquor sales, which looks like this, right? So now when I come into sales, here are my categories: food, non-alcoholic beverage, draft beer, bottle beer, wine, liquor, merchandise. You notice there's no beer category here, because beer, even though it's a major category and we can run reports on it, when we actually enter our sales, I don't have beer sales. I have draft beer sales and bottle beer sales, which make up my total beer sales. But you don't see things like catering or stuff like that here. You see it down here as a department. You'll see it down here as a department if you choose to turn departments on. Now when I come to purchases, same thing. Like let's just assume we're just going to look at a sample purchase that loads here. Like let's look at Cisco. When I buy from Cisco, I'm buying food. Maybe non-alcoholic beverage, maybe chemicals, other and to go. Other shouldn't really be there. That's just something I do. But these would be like chemicals is a direct operating expense. Again, I'm going to cover that during your setup, but I just cannot tell you how important it is. Oops, let's go back here. That your categories should not be more complicated than this. Please go through the training videos now. They're going to break this down even more, but I really wanted to put this out there as a public service announcement to help you get your account set up properly. Of course, if you need anything, all you have to do is click on support and open up a ticket. We'd be happy to help you, or go to the Facebook group where other users are happy to help you. We've got tutorial videos, but please don't feel like you're stranded on an island alone here. We are here to help, and I will let you know that for some users out there, this is going to open up a can of worms that maybe you've never been trained on this properly, or maybe you don't fully understand it. Let's book a time to do a little consulting together, and let's spend a few dollars now together to get you set up right. You're going to save that money dramatically over the long term. But what I don't want you to feel alone. I don't want you to struggle through this. I don't want you to be confused by this. If by the end of this video right now you're confused, we probably need to get on the phone for an hour, or we probably need to look at my Sizzle Start package. Also, if you have a question, just shoot me an email, ryan@therestaurantboss.com, and I'll send you info on the Sizzle Start package. But maybe we need to look at that, where I come in here and I help you get your account set up. I can offer you some consulting. I can offer you my training programs at a very discounted price as a Bacon user. But really, I want you guys to succeed. I want you to succeed. This should not be complicated. If at any moment in time you're feeling overwhelmed, unsure, or confused, it's getting too complicated for you. Bacon is designed to be simple. Very, very simple. If at any moment it gets complicated, then we're not doing something right. So anyways, hope this helped you. Sorry about the long video here. It was supposed to be a quick one and it turned into a long one. I'm just so excited to have you here. And again, we are a partner for you. We are here to help you succeed. Let us know if there's anything we can do. Thank you.